What is up, everybody? It's Founder 3, and today we are going to start playing some of Season 1 of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. I've chosen the what do you call these things? Witch Doctor. Yeah, I've chosen the Witch Doctor. We'll go with that. Mainly because I haven't played the Witch Doctor before. I know it's surprising. Most everybody that's had the game thus far has probably got 2 of each character. I've gotten a Witch Doctor up to level 5, I think. And that's as far as I've taken it. So I figure, why not? I haven't tried one before. It's not really a blind play. I've definitely beat the game and the expansion. I just haven't done it with a Witch Doctor yet. Oh, I also have my wings. Woohoo! Oh, let's go ahead and get over here real quick. Do that. So we don't have to worry about pop-ups and whatnot messing around with the game. This is on expert level with a hardcore character. That means once I die, I'm dead. I may turn, actually I think, yeah, I'm going to turn the in-game volume down here just a wee bit. We'll go to 24. That seems a bit loud right now. Open the gates. So, this is Season 1. I'm really excited because I loved Diablo 2 in the ladder system, and I'm really hoping that Season 1 and the season setup for Diablo 3 will succeed that in a good manner. There are 10 legendary items that they're releasing specifically for this season. They are only available to players in the season mode, and will become available to other players after the season has ended. Oh, better go back here. I'm not really going to look to 100% the lore or anything like that for this, but if there are books laying around or satchels or something, I may grab them just because they're good for experience. What's this here? I don't care about that. You can see we're playing on 2.1, which is the newest expansion. With the expansion, we also get wings. Okay, no, we don't get wings with that. That came out long ago. But with the expansion, we're going to get, or the patch, I should say. We're going to get new zones added to the game in way of the loot goblins. So now when you see a loot goblin, if you kill it, I believe, you don't have to let it go. You can take it down, and you have a chance of the portal that they were going to summon opening up for you to go through, and you being able to raid the hold, as they say. So that'll be fun. Also, in seasons, when you start play, your character starts with 0 gold, minimum bank slots, no blacksmith, no enchanter, no jewel crafter, and when you get those you have to level them up all over again. Essentially, the way they say it is, you're starting vanilla. You get nothing except for your character and the base gear. Since this is a hardcore character, if I die, I die, and that'll be it for this. Hopefully it doesn't happen too soon, if at all. I'm hoping to at least get to Diablo without dying. The videos are going to be about 15 minutes long each, so shouldn't be too bad. With the pacing of the game, some of them will obviously be a little longer, some of them will be shorter. It just depends on what area we're trying to get to. I'm going to do my best to keep from producing cliffhanger episodes, though, just because cliffhanger episodes just, they kind of annoy everybody. One thing I always forget about with caster types, with any type of character in this game in D3, is that you can use bows and swords and all that, and you still end up using your utility and your main and secondary attacks and whatnot on top of those. And I always want to use like class-specific weapons like darts and blowguns for this character is what I would try to stick to. But at the same time, that is not the way the game is designed. It's designed for you to be able to use any weapon, any item you want, except for there are some class-specific items. There are barbarian-specific belts and swords, and there are crusader-specific maces and shields as well. I think there's barbarian-specific shields too, and helms. But there are also witch doctor-specific. They're called idols, I believe. They're offhand items. We'll see. I'm sure we'll find some here soon. Those wings are awesome. I love the wings, but at the same time, I kind of hate them because they distract and they're kind of annoying. They make it hard to see things on the ground sometimes, and I don't know. They're really neat, but aesthetically they get boring after a little while. So I'll leave them on for this episode and maybe the next one. We'll see. I'm going to try to steamroll through most of these levels, these acts, if I can. Mainly because you get just as much leveling up happening by completing quests and that kind of thing as you do with clearing zones. And I, for one, do not enjoy clearing zones that much. I think it's kind of a bore, although when there are areas like this, you know, there's always the chance for, there's always the chance for chests and rare mobs and things like that, so like these guys, I don't even care. I'm not going to fight them. There's no need to. No rare mobs in there. So, for the most part, I'm going to be skipping a lot of the unnecessary areas, or unnecessary fights, just because. Oh, and this is going to be one of my favorite parts, right here. Right down in this hole. When we get the Cow King, or the ghost of the Cow King, and we get into Whimsyshire. I don't know about you guys, but I am a total brony. I love me some Whimsyshire, and cannot wait to run around and massacre some flowers. So, if this character survives to the end of the season, it will be converted to a regular play character, except since I made it a hardcore character, when the season's over, it will convert to a regular hardcore character. So I will still have the opportunity to lose her permanently if I die in a later portion of the game. For those who don't know, seasons are going to be almost like a competitive gameplay for achievements. Not kind of, that's exactly what it is. It's a competitive gameplay for achievements. First person to do this, first person to do that, you go up on a leaderboard and you get acknowledgement for that. Oop. So that'll be cool. And then, like usual, at the end of this season, they'll convert your character over to a regular character, and they'll start a new season, and you'll have to start all over with that. You may notice that I do have the fully expanded first page here. I went ahead and did that just to make sure that I had room to store some things, and I didn't have to throw shit on the ground. You know, threw it on the ground. Sorry about that. That was terrible. Anyway. Yeah, so I went ahead and upgraded that just to make sure that I would have room for all the crap that I'm going to get and whatnot. And you guys don't have to sit there and watch me grind through, you know, boring areas and getting gold up and things like that, because that's dumb. That's stupid. Oh, Leia. Leia, you are such a trap. Such a bitch. Stupid vessels of evil. I'm not going to say much more than that. Just, if you haven't played the game yet, or you haven't gotten to that part, you know what? Screw you. I don't care. If you haven't played that part of the game, then that's your fault. She becomes the vessel for Diablo, the reincarnation, because she's just a weak-willed bitch, basically. I mean, if it was a guy, I'd call him a weak-willed cis. You know, it's not that kind of thing. It's just, God, what a bitch, man. Cannot believe she dragged you through all this. She gets her uncle killed, all for the sake of helping the Horadrim and helping the Nephilites and taking down Diablo, only to just turn into the biggest freaking disappointment in this series. Disappointment storyline-wise. She's not a disappointment as a character. She's a great character. You know, storyline is very well written and whatnot, but Like if I were the witch doctor right now, later on in the game, I'd be just so disappointed in her. I'd be so mad. She betrays everybody. She really does deserve the circle of hell she gets sent to later on in the game. Nope. Leave that on. I don't know. I don't think I need to keep that in my inventory to actually keep going, or to keep it on, but we'll see. So one of the worst parts about starting a new character is that you have no health regen. And what that means is your health is static. It stays where it's at no matter what, unless you get potions or you get health pots, health globes, I think is what they're called in this one. Otherwise, it just stays where it's at until later, and you get gear that has health regeneration. You're kind of screwed in the pooch. Love the dogs. They do their duty. They do their duty, and then they, well, you know, they're dogs. They're really creepy, though, because they're like people dogs. And the first time, when I played, like, the beta and stuff, the first time I played the game, I didn't notice that they're like human dogs. I don't really care about that crap. There's nothing in there I want. But yeah, they're like human dogs, and it's really creepy looking. That's one reason why I didn't really play a witch doctor for a while, is because I did kind of just get creeped out by them. Alright, to the cathedral. Since I have it on expert, we are leveling up quite a bit faster. I do believe with expert, it's 100%? I don't know. I think it's 100% bonus to experience and gold. And item drops are increased, but not by 100%, it's something else. Man, I remember when they first released the video, the preview for this, and this was the zone that they showed. And I wasn't blown away per se, just because, you know, at the time graphics had already advanced far enough and whatnot that we had Crisis 2, and just other games that visually were much better. But I think I was more just excited for the fact that Blizzard finally took its creative team and were releasing something that wasn't World of Warcraft. Because I forget what the time frame was between this and Diablo 2, but man, they made us wait. I will say, however, that I was not too bored waiting, because I had Diablo 2, Lords of Destruction and whatnot, and that was a game that I really enjoyed. That game was awesome. Still is. Still got a pretty big cult following behind it, and probably will until, you know, I don't know, for a long time. I mean, there's still a cult following for King's Quest players. I, for one, love King's Quest, so I can completely understand. Come on, dogs. Do your job. But yeah, the only issue I had when transferring from Diablo 2 to this was that they took out the interactive portion of character customization. You still get to customize your character. You still, if you know what you're doing, you can put the skills on elective mode, so you can put any skills you want in any slot, which, you know, is basically, I think that's the way the game should be standard. But then again, you have a lot of kids that start playing that don't understand difficulty ratings through user interface. But they took out the stats customization, and in that place they put stat customization through gear pieces, which makes sense. It does. It streamlines the customization of the character. But at the same time, it makes it feel really artificial, because when you upgraded a character in Diablo 2, the stat upgrades were permanent, and you got the ability to revamp your character and refund the points that you spent, but you really had to work for it. You couldn't just, I mean, they did give you one free one, you know, so that you could learn what you're doing and figure out what you needed to do better. But after that, you really had to work for it. You had to grind for materials and really work with that character and deal with the insufficiencies that they had from your, you know, uneducated choices at the beginning of the game. but that also taught you how your character should be played and how to manage different abilities in gear and things like that. It taught you through experience. And in this game, it teaches you through experience, but in a much more lighthearted fashion. Because your character choices, as far as skills and things like that, are not permanent. They're the exact opposite. You can change them whenever you want as long as you're not in combat. So is it a detriment to the game? I don't think so. I think it's just a different mechanic, and it makes sense. Other people, it's a very polarized topic. I know when the game first came out, people were screaming, "This isn't Diablo," and this is just a more graphic version of Torchlight. I can't believe what they've done to the game. But even a lot of those people have come around and they've realized well, this is actually a really good series that they've come out with. The mechanics are great, and the storyline's really good. So get him, dog people, get him. Gnaw at his bone. You would think that they would have like a bonus to like skeletal enemies, just for the pure fact that they're dogs. But it doesn't seem they do. This is a really boring fight, and I'm really sorry, guys. That was poorly placed. Kill. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna head back to town with Mr. Deckard Cain, and we will stop the video there. Oh, and I miss out on a chest. Sometimes there's a chest of gear and items here that pops up. It's a random item. Boom. New Tristram. Alright, so we're going to call it here. And in the next video, we will head down into the depths of the cathedral and find out what created the hole in the, in the crater. So, woohoo! I thank you for watching. If you like this video, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below or send me a message. I don't typically use the in-game or the inbox mail system, whatever they have for YouTube, just because it's kind of finicky. I don't get messages sometimes, and then like a week later it shows up. That's weird. But like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys again later. And if you have any other games that you would like to see me play, please put a comment in the section below, and I just might pick it up and start playing that one too. Also, I will be doing a comment of the segment, so if you put a comment down below and I think it's funny, or if it pisses me off enough or something like that, then definitely I will be showcasing it at the beginning of the next episode. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you later.